Well, I feel like it's more of a Ripple update, but XRPL, but it all encompasses and does involve XRP. Plus, we've got some interesting news when it comes to the public servants, especially former President Trump. He's got this DeFi platform. I think it's going to be on Polygon and Arbitrum. I don't know what's going on with it. There's still a lot of speculation behind it. Plus, we're going to be talking about Binance and Nigeria. We're also going to be talking about price action. We're talking about Justin Sun and meme coins and everything that's happening on Tron, because it looks like Tron has started to take some of the market share from Solana when it comes to meme coins. I personally, again, you guys, when it comes to Solana, I think Solana is much more than meme coins. I know that that's what the narrative is on Solana right now. Wonderful, fantastic. I love it. Give me 17 of them. But at the same time, I feel like Solana has much more to offer than meme coins, because when we talk about meme coins are great. There's people making money, but I feel like more people are losing money. And honestly, like, I don't mind playing in the trenches, but it takes a long time. Like, you literally have to sit in front of your computer. You have to sit in front of your computer. You have to live there. And that's not fun. Well, not necessarily your computer, your phone, but that's not fun all the time. That's not fun all the time. Also, my hair is filthy. I am dusty. I had way too much fun this weekend. Well, way too much fun on Sunday. I wish I could share all my stuff that I do and not have people judge me. I will never grow up. I will never be normal. I will never do things the right way ever in my life. And it's just more fun that way. As my father-in-law said, RIP, it's more fun to be bad than good. Or have fun being bad, something like that. But I wasn't really bad. I was just watching people be bad. Anyways, let's get straight into the news, because there's a lot to cover. All right, let's see. All right, first and foremost, public servants are being an absolute mess. It's just becoming too much. I cannot wait for election season to be over. I've about had it with it. I feel like most of you guys have had it with it. I feel like there's so many broken promises, so many empty promises that are happening. And I've just had it. I'm sure you guys have too. I'm going to go ahead and disappear from the screen. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to all of the O Army members, to Mr. R, to Legend, to Mr. John, to Miss Queen, to Lil D, and everyone else. But yeah, we're going to get into it. I'm going to remove myself from the screen so that you guys can see. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this. And I'm also going to start streaming on, I think, Kick, and as well as YouTube and TikTok, just because I feel like it. YouTube is just such a weird place. For their algorithm has changed so terribly much, but that's part of it. That's life. Okay, so taking a look at the weekly, this is where we're at crypto wise on the weekly. Everything is kind of down anywhere between 20 to a couple percentage. Okay. And I think that's because Bitcoin's just kind of going sideways, which I'll pop up and show you guys. And taking a look at the daily's like, meh, not looking too terribly great. And we do have lots of exciting news, a lot of things happening, but I feel like everybody is just so focused on this price action. Like, this price action is not even bad at all. I mean, we're just kind of going sideways. Yes, we are in a downtrend, but we're just kind of going sideways. And again, even if we were to trade and consolidate here at about $48,000, I'm not concerned with that. That doesn't scare me. That doesn't make me bearish. Like, I'm very bullish when it comes to Bitcoin long term. So I don't understand why we're getting this cuckoo sentiment. But again, this is Bitcoin. Looking at market CIPHER, we put a red dot. We're essentially heading down. On the weekly, we did get a swing wick high to about 59.5. Currently trading at about 57.3 here. Taking a look at the daily's just going, just moving sideways. Really just moving sideways. Nothing too terribly excited. One thing I will say that kind of sucks is that all the gains that we had from the week of August 19th completely were wiped out. We opened at 64 and then we just traded all the way down to 57. Not super fun, but it is what it is. And again, at this point, like zooming out and taking a look at the monthly, we've kind of talked about this before. It does look like we might actually trade lower and maybe kind of fall down to this area here, maybe even 45,000. When you zoom out, that's what it looks like. But again, I don't care if we do go down that low. I'm still incredibly bullish. What can we expect this week as far as this week goes? as far as this week goes, taking a look at support at $57,000. If we lose that support, then I would anticipate a move down to about 52, 53. And then obviously a bullish case scenario would be to break above 61.5 and then retest 64 and hopefully trade back above it. But again, if Bitcoin drops that low to the mid 40,000s, that's when I'm going to start accumulating and buying more. As far as Ethereum goes, same with Ethereum, not looking great any way, shape, or form. We'll talk about that a little bit more. There's an interesting story about Ethereum being a layer 1 and the revenue collapsing. So that's important too, because again, these projects generate revenue when transactions are facilitated. And then it goes to devs and goes to different parts of the foundation in order to keep the project afloat. So that's going to be interesting to kind of watch play out. As far as Solana goes, I love it in my buy area, but I'm probably going to get a little bit greedy and see if we can touch down at about 120. And again, if we lose 120 and I can get some Solana under $100, I will probably toss in about 5 figures there. But before we talk about Trump, let's go ahead and talk about XRP. And again, I'm not going to cover the XRP price because it's not going to be very exciting for most of you. And I understand that that's frustrating. And that's the thing too. I understand people that have been holding for a very, very long time, especially in crypto, because we're used to the market acting a little bit differently and price appreciating and number going up. And there are a lot of excitement, all kinds of stuff. But at the same time, as the crypto markets mature, you're going to get a lot less volatility with some of the newer announcements when it comes to some of these older projects. Even with the newer projects, when we get an announcement, it does not really doing anything with price. And we're seeing a lot of these cryptos trade like stock market, like really boring, just sideways, not a whole lot of volatility. A lot of you guys are anticipating 20%, or 20 times, 50 times, 100 times pump, or maybe just to go, for XRP to go all the way back up to what was it, like $2 or whatever it was. And unfortunately, a lot of projects are not going to do that. It doesn't mean that they're a scam. It doesn't mean they're bad projects. It's just that's what the market is dictating. So please, please, please remember that. And some of these coins that you guys are holding long term that you've practiced risk management with, you've made moon bags, they're longer term plays and they might not ever reach the full appreciation. They might not. It really kind of depends. In America right now, what's going on, which we'll talk about some more stories as far as the SEC being a ghetto mess, we'll talk about that too. So you have to keep that in consideration. Just because numbers not going up doesn't mean that it's a scam. It just means the market doesn't give a crap about you or your feelings. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about expanding programmability on the XRP ledger. So XRP L will soon support smart contracts on the mainnet, which is good. Smart contracts allow for NFTs and for DeFi and all kinds of really, really cool stuff. Smart contracts are programmable. It basically means I want this to do X, and then it does. It's wonderful. We love it. Ripple will also soon launch EVM sidechain to attract developers, which means more people will be building there. The sidechain will enable Ethereum compatible development on XRPL and will facilitate transactions between XRPL and other chains. And it's expected to boost the capabilities of the XRPL by early 2025, which is wonderful. Hopefully that all of this happens. It happens rapidly and we get it situated by 2025, Q1 2025, which again, that's perfect timing for the real bull run. I think that we are in a bull run. We're in a little bit of a bearish cycle right now. But again, you guys, it's so hard for me to say that we're in a bearish cycle because Bitcoin's trading above $50,000. Like we're trading closer to all-time high than we are the lows of last market. So it's hard for me to be bearish when it comes to Bitcoin. But when it comes to altcoins, yeah, a lot of this stuff was cyclical, okay? Now, this next story over here, this is from Ripple. Again, we've got some more Ripple stuff too. Ripple is on the ground this week in Korea and Japan, starting off with a few announcements, all in service of the global strength to foundations of crypto infrastructure to support blockchain utility and usability for institutional adoption. Ripple is a banker's project, and we absolutely love them for it. It's good. Fantastic. Okay. So this over here, Ripple and Futureverse will be integrating Ripple custodies to securely manage Futureverse's crypto assets. Futureverse builds AI and Metaverse Tech, which is a South Korean company. And again, most of you guys know that in South Korea and Southeast Asia and those different parts of Asia, they're incredibly bullish on crypto and they make things doable there, because in the United States, it's getting impossible to do anything here. And as somebody who lives in the United States, I might have to move if I want to keep talking about crypto, because who knows what's going to happen. Everybody's a Fed this day, apparently. But luckily for me, where I grew up, one of the small businesses by the house they were there. I still wouldn't be able to tell you if I talked to one or not. But Anyways, that's another story for another time. Anyways, let's finish here. So the blockchain will use Ripple, Futureverse, custody for secure and compliant access to DeFi, which again, and this is going to pick up more rapidly once we get the smart contracts and whatnot with XRPL. Futureverse will also use XRP for its NFT standard and integrated with XRPL's DEX for liquidity. And the crypto custody market projected to reach nearly 10 trillion by 2030. And if we take a look at the current market cap of the entire crypto, we're now trading below $2 trillion. We're in 2024. It would be nice if we got up to 10 trillion. It would be absolutely wonderful. But that's where we're at now. And again, all this is doing is just showing how bullish other countries are on crypto and how they plan to actually use crypto for real life things. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. Sadly, the United States of America is falling behind. Falling behind. But there's a little bit of a quote here. Our long-standing relationship with Ripple, along with their industry-leading product features, made Ripple custody the ideal solution as we continue to build in the AI metaverse technology space. I haven't heard metaverse in a long time. Have you? I haven't. No way, Jose. I have not. Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining the O Army. I appreciate you. And shout out to Mr. Gamer. Shout out. We have 4 more weeks to accumulate. Oh boy. Somebody said hi from Russia. Hello. I used to work with a bunch of Russians. It was pretty fun. It was fun. All right. Now let's get into what Bill Morgan said about XRP. So this is a long going thing. He said the core ruling to which he refers, the XRP token itself, is not a security. There's no credible path. Judge Orwell in the SEC versus Payward Inc. Kraken case went as far to say that the SEC could not even argue that the tokens in question in that case were themselves securities. To an extent, it tries to argue that individual tokens that form the basis of transactions on Kraken are investment contracts or are themselves securities. Its argument cannot proceed. So basically, this is just kind of going back to Kraken and everybody else that the SEC is unjustly going after. Okay, and this is in response to some of the comments that Brad Garlinghouse made. And Brad from Ripple is confident the SEC cannot challenge the ruling that XRP is not a security, acknowledges the SEC's 60-day appeal window, but remains optimistic about the ruling's strength and hopes for improved regulatory relations in the industry, especially with possible SEC leadership changes, and also is focused on expanding Ripple's presence in South Korea and Asia Pacific. All the money from the industry will go overseas and not stay in America. There's really no sense for them to stay in America. And in addition to that, this is from Mr. Stuart Alroy, and he's talking about crypto asset security. He's basically saying that that term, crypto asset security, cannot be found in any statute, any way, shape, or form. And it's basically a term that the SEC made up and is using in legal cases. So let's talk about it. And we are going to talk about Trump's his DeFi platform. And we are also going to talk about another debacle that came out from the SEC. So as of right now in the United States of America, we have this agency known as the SEC who goes after good actors in crypto. There's also some news about FTX. I believe the news with FTX is that the SEC is holding out distributions because FTX SEC doesn't want FTX to pay people out in crypto or in stable coins because of securities issues or whatever that is. But really, when you think about it, and that's where the problem lies, is we have all of these entities that are trying to classify crypto. No one is really doing it. Everyone is blaming each other. And at the end of the day, retail is the one that gets hurt. But I will say when it comes to FTX, FTX UX was licensed to operate in the US. FTX International was not. They're two separate entities. And with that being said, any of the court rulings that we see come out of these cases is going to cause issues elsewhere in the industry. But again, the issue that we have with the SEC is they continue to go after good actors. And it's kind of looking like FTX was a whole entire plan was orchestrated. That's something that I've talked about a really long time, that I've thought about. It just doesn't make sense to allow for something to blow up that big and then then use that to go after good actors. Because it seems like Ripple and Coinbase and Kraken and all these other companies are trying to do things correctly, but it's not necessarily working out for them. And again, that's a problem. We don't want people to leave the US. We want people to stay in the US and continue to innovate, but it's getting next to impossible to do so. And another thing with that is people are pissed. They're well, when Trump was in office, he didn't do anything about crypto. He didn't care about crypto. Well, I think the reason why he didn't, it wasn't such a hot topic. The market cap was a little bit lower. Retail wasn't getting absolutely slaughtered. There wasn't a whole lot of issue with it. People were just kind of operating and still able to do business in the US. But now it's becoming such a big issue that people's voices are starting to be heard because people are making a commotion about it. How could you not make a commotion about it? So times are different. And I'm voting forever supporting crypto. I am. I don't want to leave the US. This is my home. My family came here. My family literally came here from another country to have a better life. We shouldn't have to leave. But at the same time, I don't want to be around all this mess. There's lots of cuckoo stuff happening now, and I don't like it. I don't think you guys should like it either. Well, you like what you want to like. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on. I do want to talk about, we'll talk about Mr. Justin Sun, because he's a very interesting character. We got to talk about SQUIDGROW. I want to, where the hell goes this story? This story over here. All right. So this is from DB, and he said, SEC charges crypto-focused advisory firm Glasses Capital for custody failures. Capital held certain crypto assets and online trading accounts on crypto asset trading platforms, including FTX Trading Ltd, that were not qualified custodians. So basically, the SEC is going after another firm for not doing things correctly. But wouldn't it have been nice to get told, hey, we're not doing things correctly. Can you tell us what to do? But we didn't. So the charges relate to improper handling of client assets because Glasses held some assets and online trading accounts on trading platforms that were not qualified custodians, including FTX. So it looks like they're kind of getting reamed for a couple different things. When it does come to this story, though, maybe the SEC is right in that aspect, primarily because when you're custodying somebody's crypto for them, like Dame custodies some crypto for me because I have an SEP with them, and I think I have an IRA too. But when you're custodying somebody's crypto for them, just like how BlackRock would custody your crypto if you're participating in the Bitcoin Ethereum spot ETF, there's firms that are set up and structured a particular way to do so. And that's why we see a lot of these companies use Coinbase, which is absolutely hilarious because when we're talking about Coinbase, they're currently getting sued by the SEC for listing unregistered securities, crypto assets, which is cuckoo. But at the same time, I don't know, it's a little bit weird. But this is what's happening. And again, this is another reason why I do think that banks are going to be the ones that are going to really kind of take over, and they're going to be custodying our crypto for us. We're not going to be able to use a Gemini or a crypto.com or a Coinbase or whatever to offload our crypto. We're going to have to do it through banks. That's coming. I really think it is. But again, I'm just an idiot on the internet, so don't listen to me. But let's get into Mr. Trump. What's going on? So, Dolomite, the co-founder, Corey Kaplan, takes advisor role at Trump-backed World Liberty Finance. Dolomite co-founder Corey Kaplan named as advisor, and the names of more contributors to the project should follow in the next few days, the project says. So, Kaplan co-founded Dolomite, which is a DeFi platform that describes itself as the next generational money market platform and decentralized exchange, and was launched on Arbitrum 1 in October of 2022, and has since expanded its presence to other blockchain ecosystems, including Polygon, ZK EVM, Mantle, and XLayer, and offers a variety of services, including margin trading, lending, and portfolio management. This is the thing. If Trump doesn't become president, this isn't going to happen. And number two, they're talking about leverage trading. That's not going to be available to retail. And I feel like crypto media as a whole does a really bad job differentiating between retail and accredited investors and what that means. So most of us probably won't get that feature. And again, you're not allowed to margin trade if you're in the US. You can't use leverage, which is absolutely ridiculous because you could do all kinds of other ridiculous things. In addition to that, let's see if there's any other little titty bitties in here and see what's going on, because we got quite a few things to cover. All right. Yeah. So it offers margin trading, lending, and portfolio management. I mean, to me, that's not really cool. Not a big deal, but it's going to be interesting to see what the final product is, in my personal opinion. Also, too, Mr. Mario posted that, and I am following Mario. Why is what's going on over here? Coin market cap glitch panics ton traders. An arrow caused it to show a massive drop that tanked Ton's price 94% to 30 cents and dropped its market cap from nearly 14 billion to less than 100 million. So apparently there was an error on coin market cap. There was an error. And that can happen. So make sure when you're doing your due diligence and whatnot, and you're surfing all the different crypto sites, make sure that there's not an error, there's an issue, and don't dump your bags. Don't panic sell. Always verify. And what I would have done if I was in this position, but I was holding a significant amount of ton, I would have gone over to CoinGecko and taken a look. Having to be accredited is going away. No, it's only going to get worse. All right, now let's talk about Mr. Justin Sun. Okay, let's get into Justin Sun. Also, too, if you guys want to trade Tron meme coins, I have a bot referral link down below if you're interested. If not, that's fine. But if you're not using a bot, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to get absolutely slaughtered. So Tron meme coins soar on Justin Sun's energy fees and NFT talks. SunPump outshines Solana. Pump funds boosting revenue and optimism for Tron's TRX token. Sundog outpaces Tron meme coins, rising 10% amid Justin Sun's bullish updates on Tron. Despite positive news, skepticism remains over Sun's involvement and potential transparency issues. Mr. Justin Sun is a big character, big personality in the crypto, in the crypto space. Okay. He's been around. He's done announcements of announcements. The interesting thing about him is last bull run, he was just being a Chad and a DeFi. And I think he made like $1 billion, something ridiculous. But of course, it's time for him to shine again. Time for him to shine again. So if you weren't around in 2017, 2018, 2019, go back and read some of his old tweets. They're pretty awesome. But again, there's some exciting things that are happening when it comes to Tron. And if you can play the markets and you were really good at playing on Solana, you will do well with, on Tron. But what else? This story over here, transaction fees for Tron memes on OKX wallet were cut by 98%, which is awesome. But those transaction fees are minimal anyways. SunPump gas fees have been cut by 50%. Which those are affordable anyways. And we'll see what happens with the NFT trading fees, because I don't know any Tron NFTs that are out there right now. I'm sure people will build on it. And then also too, Justin Sun does implement 100% on-chain buyback for SunPump. SunPump will now use 100% on-chain buyback and burn process, initially considered burning LP tokens. And Sun said that LP burning can be complex and misunderstood, and the approach is similar and easier to verify and eliminates complexities, and all buybacks and burns will be recorded on-chain. It's basically going to be similar to Binance's use of buybacks and burns for BNB. So if you want to know how that works, take a look at BNB and how Binance does it. We also have some more Binance news coming up. The story is actually horrific and horrible, but we got to talk about it. We got to bring awareness to it because it's cuckoo. And then also, if you are a big HBAR person, just so that you know and you're aware, HBAR Foundation announced that Shane Higdon is stepping down from the position at HBAR, and HBAR did dip a little bit on that news. I don't hold any HBAR right now that I know of. So that's unfortunate. But again, HBAR or Karate Combat is built using HBAR, which is pretty cool. We love that. And these are just a bunch of tweets from Mr. Justin Sun. He's just going off about his Sun.pump. Also, too, this came from SushiSwap, introducing the first feature of our next generational meme coin launchpad built with GOAT trading decks. Safely, we've observed the problem users have had with today's launch pads, and we fix them. The Dojo tokens exist in Sushi version 3 and don't move anywhere else. They don't face the dumping after bootstrapping that other platforms do, and all liquidity is burnt, so rugs cannot occur. I don't know if I believe this, because we've heard so many platforms say, oh, you can't rug here, you can't do this, you can't do any of those things. So I don't necessarily know if I believe it or not. And I don't play around on SushiSwap too terribly much. Like, after all that drama happened years and years ago, I just kind of didn't, and I don't really know what's going on with them. If you are playing on Sushi, I want to know if you're not getting rugged over there. That would be interesting to find out. So, but again, SushiSwap is one of the older projects, and it kind of was a Sam coin, a Sam Bankman-Fried project, kind of sort of. It was a bunch of weird stuff going on. But anyways, we talked about SQUIDGROW yesterday, and we're going to talk about SQUIDGROW again. SQUIDGROW is now going single chain. Okay, we were on, and again, I am partner with them. They are partner of the channel, and I do consulting and whatnot for SQUIDGROW, and we talk about them anytime there's updates. Most important product that SQUIDGROW has is SilentSwap, and I cannot wait for us to launch. Super, super excited. And also, too, it looks like there's a space going on right now. Shibtoshi is actually speaking. I think it's Crypto Megan space with Zebu, because we're partnered with them. But basically, SQUIDGROW is going single chain. I'm going to be making a video on how to do this, on how to swap your tokens. So the strategic move to Ethereum enhances token dynamics, consolidates liquidity, and strengthens the ecosystem. And I've always been for this. I think it's good. So if you're holding BSC, this is what you really need to pay attention to. Holders will receive 1 new Ethereum-based token for every 2 million SQUIDGROW. Trading pauses September 11th, so you cannot trade. And the claim website for the new tokens will be live on September 12th, so then you can go ahead and claim and swap. For LP providers, unstake and break pairs before migration to ensure correct token allocation. And post-migration, all liquidity will be combined and added to new Ethereum-based SQUIDGROW with enhanced decentralized features. And a community call will be held on Telegram to answer questions. So if you're holding SQUIDGROW, we do voice calls all the time. So make sure to join the chat. All the information is below, or we've got a QR code there. So basically, if you're holding Ethereum, you don't really do anything, but with BSC, you're going to need to claim your tokens. So I had to give you some important information. Now let's get into Ethereum a little bit. So Ethereum Layer 1 network revenue collapses. What is causing it? What's happening? So Ethereum, as most of you guys know, is a Layer 1. Tron is a Layer 1. Solana is a Layer 1. There's a lot of other Layer 1s out there. But the revenue has fallen 99% from March of 2024. Users and daily transactions cost on Layer 2 solutions has risen. Network fees peaked at 35.5 million on March 5th, 2024, but dropped to 566,000 by August 31st, 2024, following the Dencun upgrade. That's what I wanted to say. So Dencun lowered Layer 2 fees, which that's weird to me. Why wouldn't you just lower the fees on the Layer 1? But I'm not a dev. And the cuts lead to surge in Ethereum Layer 2s with 74 scaling projects and 21 Layer 3s now listed. What the hell is a Layer 3? Why do we need a Layer 3? For what reason? Seriously, why? No reason. Analysts suggest there are far more Layer 2s than needed, leading to intense competition to see further cuts. This is the thing that I want to say about it, okay? I love positive. I love positive competingness. I like when we have positive competition in the markets, but like this is getting crazy. And this is the thing with me. I will pay extra money to use Ethereum. Don't care. Love it. Don't want to. And if I want to use another Layer 1, I'll use Solana. Yes, I use Polygon Matic because I'm a big holder. But at the same time, like I do think base chain from Coinbase will do well. But at the same time, like, I don't want to have to be going through and using all these different layers. Like, a Layer 3 is absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, I think it's ridiculous. I think there was a project on Killer Whales I just went off on. I'm like, why do we need a Layer 3? Like, we need it for lower fees. But apparently, Ethereum is having some issues. So there's all these problems. There's all these things happening. I'm a big Ethereum holder. I wish I would have sold the top last cycle. But it happens. So fingers crossed. And I guess I have to have my Hail Mary for BlackRock being involved in the RWAs with Ethereum. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. We will see. All right, this is another SEC story. Yeah, SEC Commissioner Mark Ueda calls for S1 form tailored for digital assets. He said the agency can work with crypto firms to figure out how to differentiate S1 forms for digital assets. So are we getting more crypto ETFs? Which I think would be right? So they're basically saying the SEC should create a version of the S1 form for registering securities that tailored to digital assets, said the SEC Commissioner Mark Ueda. Ueda has been one of the few supporters of the crypto industry in the agency, in stark contrast to Gary Gensler and Mr. Hester Peirce. And Hester Peirce, of course. So basically, he said the agency's current form, the primary application companies must fill out to register securities in the U.S., does not do justice to digital assets and other unusual financial products. The regulator has not done enough for digital asset products looking to register in the country, he said. So basically, he's on our team, and he's against Gary Gensler and his predatory practices. He also said that he also noted the regulator can work with crypto companies to figure out which parts should be added or removed to present versions. The reason why we're talking about this is because we have somebody that does work over at the agency that is essentially criticizing the agency and saying we're not doing a good enough job. And I agree with him. And I think that this is the proper path. I think the proper path is, like me personally, I don't need regulation. Don't need it. I'm good all on my own. Okay. I can be responsible for my own actions. I just can. But I think that other people want that. I feel people feel safe with that. And that's good. That's fine. That's wonderful. Here for it. Love it. But at the same time, like, we're going to have to get something, right? We're going to have to get something. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully we get, something positive out of this next election season, because if VP Harris wins, we are totally not going to be doing well. We will not, in my personal opinion. But what do I know? Because it gets a little bit scary. It really does. And I just want companies to be able to operate in the US and be able to register. And like also too, like we have this current SEC commissioner, Ueda, and he says the regulator can work with crypto companies to figure out what parts should be added or removed from the present version for the S1s, either for ETFs or to do whatever it is. And thank you so much to Crypto Lavish for gifting so many memberships to everyone else. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are the best. I've got one of the best communities in the industry. Thank you again. Hope you guys come back and keep watching and hanging out with me because we always got the skinny on stuff. Got the skinny on stuff. All right, we talked about that. I do need to talk about this. So this story here, Binance staffer detained in Nigeria seeks bail on health grounds. So this gentleman was detained in Nigeria since February and made fresh bail application on medical grounds on Monday, but lawyers for the country's economic crimes agency opposed the request. Basically, Binance and this gentleman, who is a U.S. citizen, as well as the exchange's British Kenyan regional manager for Africa, Nadeem, have been charged with laundering more than $35 million. I don't know if it's him that's laundered that money or if it's Binance. And if it's Binance that did it, this is not his responsibility. This is not his responsibility. Like, I don't know what's going on because I feel like he went there because he was part of the compliance stuff. So he had gone there to like talk with people in Nigeria, say, hey, what's going on? That's what I think he went there to do. And then they gaffled him up and he's sick. And we have Richard Tang from Binance that said the inhumane treatment of Tierjan must end. He must be allowed to go home for medical treatment and to be with his family. That's great. I appreciate it. But what are you guys doing over at Binance to facilitate that? Seriously. And on that note, this is a friendly reminder that American, like we're there's unjust stuff that happens in America. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of us are conditioned that we can do whatever we want, wherever we want, and that's not the case. So I feel like it's a good opportunity to remind y'all, if you work in crypto, if you hold crypto and you're going to another country, be careful. Doesn't even matter if you're affiliated with a company that did something bad. Be really careful. And that's why when people always like, oh, Wendy, how much crypto do you have? What about this? What about that? That's why I keep certain things about myself private. That's why I do. Because nobody's business. And I'm not saying something like this is going to happen to you. I'm just saying be cautious. Keep your eyes open. Anyways, on that note, I got to go. I've got I put a bunch of stuff off. I have to do things and I don't want to. I want to lay and I want to finish watching Californication. Anyways, I'm sending you all love and light. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much to all the new O Army members. I'm so happy to see you guys here. Always with the exclusive information. You bet it. Shout out to Crypto Walsh or Crypto Lavish. I apologize, Crypto Lavish. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, yourmom.com. When is XRP going to make some moves? It's not ready yet. When it's ready, it will. But it's not yet. It's not. Just be patient. But I'm going to go. I got to do some stuff. Sending you guys love and light. I am out. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a good rest of your day. I'll make a dedicated TikTok about XRP.